then you end up with people who are really good entertainers putting out bad content, but it picks up really well. You are behind the camera for a lot of people, a lot of different kinds of content. How do you know when that shit's gonna pop or flop? Like, how do you know when you've got good content or shit content on your hands?
Podcasts I can't read. That's just because of the people. It just depends on like how open they are, right? But when it comes to like just looking and observing, I believe it has to do a lot with research now and making it so simple for people to understand. And especially like commercials, like that's kind of what I'm learning to specialize. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of information, or everything has been, backed up by either a book, backed up by an idea, a feeling. It's a lot to it. And just, I guess the best way I can say is the best content is, and I think it's the word, it comes back to that one word, authenticity. The more authentic you are, people don't care like how good it is edited, all this, but if you're authentic, like if there's something like just as real as it gets, that's what people like will keep watching. Like they're just observing. Just like, I know it's 10 minutes long, but it is kind of funny to watch somebody do this. Like it's weird.
It's got to be entertaining.
That's all it is.
It's got to be entertaining, man. Like it's, and you know, entertaining, people think that means like funny or something like that, but it's like, you know, that's not necessarily what it means. It's just, you know, does it kind of grab your attention in some way? And dude, there's been so many times where I've realized that I failed to do that with a piece of content, and it's like, it bums me out because I'm like, damn, the information is good, but the presentation is shit. You know, it's very textbook, it's very boring, it's very droning.
You nailed it.
Sorry, I'm fucking yawning, but yeah, it's very like, it just drones on. And you know, it's like one of the reasons that I stopped going to one of my classes is, and I don't have to be in person, or I don't have to physically be there for it, thank God, but the teacher just fucking droned, man. And it's like, there is content. There's definitely a double-edged sword to it, because then you end up with people who are really good entertainers putting out bad content, but it picks up really well.
Right.
You know, and that's almost why it's our job. And I'm using that as like anybody who's watching that's producing good quality content that's actually educating or helping people. It's the reason it's our job to actually produce this kind of shit, is because there's people out there that are pumping out trash all the fucking time, you know? And like, you and I have had so many conversations about business and life, and you know, you were definitely like it was like you and Cruz, excluding Bryce and other Glenn, of course, because they were like big mentor level people for me. But you guys were like the two people like on my level, where it was like we were all trying to do something, and we all kind of had that same thing where it was just like, there's so much shit information out here that we all wanted to do something with it. And yeah, dude, even just like your fun little clips, like just the little ones that you've always like pumped out, I think your shit's gonna be cool.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I that's even like though I've just been because I've been inspired. Like I hear feedback. Like one thing I do, I'm really good at it, is just taking the feedback. Like really good. It's like, oh, I really love this. Like those are the things that I listen to all the time. Take that. Like if you want to be a good content creator, listen to what people say. They won't tell you directly, but hear them like naturally. Like, oh man, you're so positive. Okay, double down on that.
Yep.
Like keep downing on that. And then one of them was like, hey, I really like your video. It reminded me of Bill Nye. Okay.
Oh,
perfect.
Shit.
So what did I do? I went to go study Bill Nye for a couple episodes.
Dude, I agree with that.
Exactly. And wow. I took some things from it. Like, oh, I see what he's doing. And he's talking about fire. And it's just different images. Fire. But it's like, but it keeps people engaged. It's like, oh my gosh, it's just keeping people engaged. And I'm testing some new things now. I'm like, I have an old VHS camera, right? And I'm learning from, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of him that is breeding into me. I'm realizing, oh, he's just like me. He's just like me. So I gotta make these commercials. I gotta, I'm learning to be like, okay, what is everybody shooting now? High quality HD 4K camera. Okay, how do I separate myself? Shoot on an old camera. Because now you're so used to 4K scrolling, 4K high definition. Now What if you saw something that was super old, but modern, right? Oh, okay, now I might just
kind of grabs your eyes for a few seconds.
For a few seconds, but
it's a pattern interruption.
Yep, and then you got the hook. The hook is the number one thing. You got to get them a couple first 3 seconds, and then that's got to lead on. There's got to be, and then that's where that you were saying on my clips, like fire. Like I'll throw them in there every once in a while, right? I'll throw them in there every once in a while. But I'm going back to, hey, I got to talk about the information. Because it's important. I got to give them the content. So
yep.
There's a formula. I'm still testing it though. I'm still learning. It's not fully there, but I'm getting closer.
One of the strange things that I've seen come into the, I suppose we'll say like more short-term content. So people are shooting like 1 to 5 minute long videos and stuff, is cutting out every single chunk of dead air. So if there's an or a breath or a pause, it's just cut. And I hate that shit theoretically. But it is crazy how well that keeps your attention, just because it keeps snapping to the next piece every second. Like it's really crazy. How tedious does that get, out of curiosity?
It does get tedious on the editing side, but I know how effective it is and who does it really good. I copy from the best shows. So I just saw this video and it's called Curb Your Enthusiasm, I think it is. Yeah, and they were breaking it down like comedy at its finest is when you cut everything, all that dead air. So it's like you don't have time to breathe. They'll say a sentence, boom, 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 boom. It's just going back and forth. The dialogue is continuing. And I was like, dude, that's what everyone's doing in vlogging. Everyone's doing the exact same thing. It's just cut. And it works because it keeps people engaged. Like, oh, boom, boom, boom. It just keeps your mind. I don't know what it is. And 15-second reels, 15-second.
Yeah, you have to cut those little clips
They're
out
effective.
too.
They're effective.
Yeah. No, and you need you can't meet that 15 second, or I think now it's 60 seconds, but you can't meet those short time frames without cutting all the shit out.
Yep.
But it's so strange because it's almost like sorry, I'm yawning, guys. I'm on my first day caffeine free. I got you with it. There's like, it almost speaks to the fact of like our attention is so low that it's like it doesn't re-grab us unless it's snapping you back to it every few seconds. It's crazy.
It's the truth now. It's like, but now you just have to get more creative. Like, okay, everyone's doing it, but how do you change that? Like, you always have to there's got to be innovation always involved. Always. How do you do that? So that's the questions I've always asked myself. Even with your content, it's hard. Like, it's like I look at it, I'm like, how do I get creative? Sometimes I'll test things. Sometimes it doesn't work, with the edits. But it's like, you give me the opportunity to test it.
It's been fun to do that with you too, because then there will even be things where I'm like, hey, I notice we always get a drop off in videos when this happens. So then we try cutting that out and see how it does. And it's like views improve slightly, or God, I can't remember what the word is, where it's like you click away from it. But like that decreases, or there ends up being a little bit more watch time per person. It's like, man, it's weird that, not weird. I guess it's cool to be able to like look at that kind of stuff, have an idea, and then actually see it convert in real time.
Right.
Like the next video you post, like, oh, the views are better, and then the next video, oh, the views are better. It wasn't just a one-off. And it's like just from changing one little thing. I remember Mr. Beast actually did an episode with Joe Rogan that was pretty good. I think you'd like it. But he talks about that in the beginning, where he's like, we kind of had like a mastermind with like a handful of YouTube creators, where they were all like 10,000 subs, and they went to 1 million within a pretty close period of each other. And he was like, we were all studying the highest viewed videos, and okay, well, what do all these thumbnails have in common? What do all these videos have in common? And just all that shit to like find consistent pieces, kind of mixed into that. And I think vidIQ does a really good job teaching all that shit too.
Did you like this clip? Did you like getting that question answered? Do you have a question that you want answered? Well, boy howdy, by golly, have I got the way for you. It's wherever you're viewing this at right now. Go ahead and shoot me a DM, guys. Let me know that question that you've got. Let me know the question that you haven't gotten answered yet, and I'll make sure to crank that out for you.